The camera fades in slowly. Light seeps through a quiet workshop, warm, golden, and calm. Dust particles drift lazily in the air, as if time itself has slowed down to watch. On the wooden workbench lies a smooth, pale sheet of vegetable tanned leather, untouched, yet full of promise. You can almost hear the silence of craftsmanship, only the faint hum of the room, and the breath of the craftsman as he begins to measure. The ruler glides across the surface, its edge whispering against the leather grain. The pencil's graphite leaves a soft, precise trail, marking the first lines of transformation. Every stroke carries intention, every sound the gentle scrape. The muted slide becomes part of the symphony of creation. Vegetable tanned leather has a history as rich as its scent. For centuries, artisans have used the natural tannins from tree bark, leaves, and fruits to preserve hides, oak, chestnut, mimosa, each one giving its own hue, its own fragrance, its own quiet story. Long before factories and chrome chemicals, leather was born from nature itself. It was art in its most honest form, slow, imperfect, human. The craftsman's hands move with practiced grace. He traces the circular outline of the plate, steady, deliberate. The knife meets the leather's surface with a sound like a sigh, a soft sheck that slices through the calm. Each cut releases the faint aroma of earth and wood, that unmistakable scent of vegetable tanned hide that tells you this is real, natural, alive. Edges fall away in thin, curling ribbons, leaving behind a perfect round form, the base of a handmade leather plate. He pauses for a moment, pressing his palm flat against it. The surface feels firm yet supple, cool but full of warmth. It's a reminder of how skin and skill are connected, how every handmade piece carries the touch of its maker. On another table, old tools rest quietly, all beveler, edge, burnisher instruments that have changed little for hundreds of years. Their metal is worn smooth by time, their wooden handles darkened by countless projects. They are companions in creation. When the craftsman picks one up, you can feel the trust between hand and tool. The edges of the plate are trimmed and shaped, the knife gliding like it knows where to go. The sound changes, softer, rounder, as the form becomes more refined. He lifts the piece to the light. The grain catches the glow, revealing subtle lines, a natural fingerprint of the leather. Each mark tells of the animal's life, of days under the sun and rain. In the world of leathercraft, these are not flaws, they are character. The craftsman smooths the edges gently, his hands moving in rhythmic circles. The sandpaper hums faintly, a dry whisper as it softens every rough corner. Then comes the burnisher, a wooden tool that spins with quiet friction. Its contact creates heat, sealing the edges, darkening them slightly, giving that clean, glossy curve that luxury pieces are known for. It's subtle, elegant, timeless. Centuries ago, leather like this was used to make armor, book covers, and ceremonial goods. In medieval Europe, vegetable tanned leather lined royal halls. In Japan, it was molded into ornate samurai accessories. In the Middle East, it became intricate calligraphy cases and prayer mats. And today, it finds itself reborn in something as simple and as beautiful as a handcrafted plate. The craftsman bends down, inspecting his work closely. His eyes trace every contour, ensuring symmetry and flow. A thin brush dips into clear water. Moisture softens the fibers just enough to shape. He begins to mold the edges upward, coaxing the flat leather into a shallow bowl. Each motion is gentle, deliberate, like guiding clay on a wheel. Under his hands, the plate slowly takes form, its curves smooth and even. You can almost hear the soft creak of leather as it bends, that deep, rich tone, like an old book opening for the first time in years. It's a sound of authenticity, the language of real material being transformed. The light shifts slightly across the workbench. It gleams on the surface of the damp leather, turning it honey gold. The craftsman moves with patience. There's no rush, no noise, just the rhythm of creation. He presses along the rim, refining the shape, giving it both strength and elegance. This is not just a plate, it's a meditation in form. Every handmade leather piece tells a small story of control and surrender. Control in the precision of tools, surrender in the acceptance of natural variation. The craftsman respects both. He sets the molded plate aside to rest. As it begins to dry, the color deepens, the texture firms, and the piece starts to remember its shape. That's one of the secrets of vegetable tanned leather, its ability to hold memory. Once shaped, it keeps its form for generations, aging gracefully with time, absorbing oils, air, and light, becoming more beautiful the longer it lives. The next sound is the slow glide of cloth, a soft buffing motion as the craftsman wipes the surface clean. Tiny flecks of dust disappear under the movement, replaced by a gentle sheen. He admires it quietly, running his thumb along the edge. Smooth, solid, alive. For a brief moment, we are taken back to the ancient tanneries of Tuscany, where hides once hung under open skies. 2 workshops in Fez, where craftsmen used pigeon lime and river water to soften leather by hand, to the stories passed from father to son, where every mark of the knife carried pride and purpose. This plate belongs to that lineage. It may rest on a modern table, but its soul is centuries old. The craftsman exhales softly, content. He reaches for the glue, a quiet bond, nearly invisible. As he opens the lid, there's a faint pop, followed by the subtle, sticky scent of adhesive mixing with leather's earthy perfume. He brushes it evenly across the edge strip, the bristles moving in delicate strokes, creating a faint tapping rhythm that joins the ASMR of the moment, a steady heartbeat of craftsmanship. He presses the edges together, gently but firmly. The contact sound is faint yet full, that perfect meeting of texture and tension. It's here, in these silent details, that true luxury is born, not in speed, not in shine, but in care. He lets the glue rest, his hands still, and in that pause, the workshop seems to breathe again. Wood creaks softly, distant leather straps sway from a hook, and somewhere, a clock ticks in rhythm with the craft. But beautiful. Then he runs his thumb over the seam, smooth, even, flawless. The stitching gleams faintly, like gold lines drawn onto warm amber. The plate rests once more under the burnisher. A gentle hum fills the room as he polishes the rim, the wooden wheel rolling against the edge with controlled speed. Friction turns into warmth, warmth into shine. The smell of leather deepens, woody, organic, almost sweet. It's the scent of something real, something made to be touched, not just seen. He lifts the plate and turns it slowly in his hands. The surface now catches the light like silk over stone. Soft shadows move across the curves, highlighting the work's quiet geometry, balanced, simple, whole dot. In ancient times, vegetable tanned leather wasn't only for function, it was used for ceremony. Kings ate from trays wrapped in embossed hide. Monks kept sacred texts bound in it. Even travelers carried small pouches molded from it, each piece shaped by water, sun, and human breath. Those objects were meant to last decades, their color deepening, their texture telling the story of every hand that touched them. The craftsman takes a small tin of bum from the shelf. He opens it, and a soft fragrance escapes, like honey and pine. Inside is a mixture of natural wax and oils, the final layer of care. He dips a cloth into it and begins to rub it gently over the leather surface. Circular motions, slow and deliberate, each one spreading warmth and luster. The light grows richer with each stroke. You can almost hear the faint squeak of conditioned leather, the subtle rustle of cloth meeting surface. Every movement adds depth, turning pale beige into deep caramel, flat finish into quiet reflection. Over time, this plate will change again. That's the beauty of vegetable tanned leather. It lives. It absorbs sunlight, moisture, and touch. It darkens where fingers hold it, brightens where it's polished by use. It doesn't age, it evolves. The craftsman pauses, setting the cloth aside. He looks at the piece for a long moment, not with pride, but with peace. The work is complete, yet somehow still breathing. You can see his reflection faintly mirrored on the curved surface. He places it on the table. The sound it makes is soft, a muted tap that feels final, like the closing of a chapter. The plate gleams quietly in the afternoon light. No decoration, no unnecessary pattern, just the elegance of honest material and the discipline of the maker's hand. In the world of fast production, this kind of craft is a whisper, a reminder of slower times, when making something was not about demand, but about devotion. Each tool mark, each fiber pressed by hand, carries the fingerprint of patience. If you listen closely, you can hear the echoes of workshops long gone, the rhythm of hammers in Florence, the splash of water in Moroccan vats, the laughter of tanners in Lahore or Cordoba centuries ago. Different lands, different languages, but the same quiet love for the art of leather. The craftsman tidies his table. He wipes the tools, folds the cloth, and sets everything back in its place, as if returning them to rest after a long day's work. The camera lingers on his hands, strong, steady, slightly stained with dye and wax. Hands that understand the weight of patience. He turns off the light above the bench. A soft darkness fills the room, leaving only the golden plate under a single beam of natural light. Its color now glows like aged whiskey, its edges catching small halos of warmth. In that final stillness, the story of the plate becomes clear. Not a product, but a legacy. Leather shaped by earth, tanned by bark and time, molded by hand, finished by heart. The camera drifts closer, capturing the fine grain, the sheen, the subtle imperfections that make it beautiful. You can feel the years this piece will endure, how it will slowly soften, how its color will deepen, how it will remember every touch. Because real craftsmanship doesn't just create objects, it preserves feeling. The sound of thread tightening, the scent of natural oils, the silence between each breath of work. These are the invisible ingredients of artistry. The craftsman steps back one last time. The plate rests in the center of the frame, surrounded by quiet, a handmade reflection of nature, of patience, of tradition reborn through skill. And as the light fades, you realize what you've witnessed is more than the making of a leather plate. It's the continuation of an ancient story, one told through texture, sound, and time. The screen fades slowly to black. Only the soft echo of the workshop remains, and the gentle truth that every handmade creation carries the soul of its maker.